Hello, fellow Disney Plus watchers. So glad you're joining today. Welcome to Your Thoughts, where I'll be reading and responding to what you thought about the latest Disney Plus episodes and movies. Before we begin, if you want to join in next time, just drop your thoughts on any of my review videos throughout the week and add D+ at the top of your comment so that I know you consent and agree that I'll be adding your words into the mix here. I'll not be responding to your comment in written form when it's submitted like this. This week we're talking about Moon Knight's episode 5, the penultimate episode. So if you don't want spoilers, then please leave. Okay, let's dive straight in. Random Guy 1001 writes, "The flashbacks were really good and really impactful. The acting was phenomenal." And well, I agree. And the thing is about the flashbacks, I mean, they're so intrinsically plot-based. You know, the show isn't pausing in on a moment to explore characters and then later move on. No, it's it's moving on pretty significantly because of the flashbacks. The flashbacks are the means to an end, so that's why they're so intense. And also, you point out the two things that make this episode so intense. It's the flashbacks, which are so intrinsically related to the mission, and the acting. Because the acting, I felt like I was in a theater, seeing an actor go to so much depth and so intense. Like he's completely he's playing a character that's completely lost his rationale and loses it sometimes, and that makes for really theatrical acting, you know. So that's why I really feel like I'm sitting in a theater while watching this episode specifically. Yeah, so let's move on to the next comment. Stephen Catharasu writes, "That's not really Harrow, right? It's just a depiction of a therapist based on Harrow. It's all happening in Mark's mind using memories. Also, there might be some resolution for Mark and Steven. There is still the third personality, the one that became violent with Dr. Harrow. He even speaks in a different accent. I do agree about Tawaret. The tone didn't quite fit." Okay, so Stefan, you point something out that I didn't even think about, and it's very weird that I didn't think about it, but I was just paying attention to so much happening between Arthur Harrow, between Oscar Isaac's persona. So the third personality, of course, he had a very different accent. He was talking like a pirate. I associate that with a pirate. I don't know, but it should have been very obvious. But I wasn't paying attention to that because I just filled it in for myself as Mark just losing it. And just to come back to your first point, because that's a nice bridge to it, the show is trying to tell me, I feel like, that this session between Harrow and Mark is the real thing. But no, I think that's the real deal. I think the show is trying to tell me that, so maybe it won't be, because maybe there's a big twist coming in the latest episode. But from my experience watching the show, the wall is now broken, and the therapy session between Harrow, between Mark, that's what it's all about. That's the real deal, I think. So I think you're not right. That's just my idea of it. And yeah, Tawaret is just too much, man. It was the only element that stood out as comedic, as goofy, as Marvel goofiness. So yeah. So let's move on to The Jesus, who says, "Every episode of this is better than the last. I really enjoyed how it delved into much more mature themes and really developed Mark and Steven's character. Really interesting one this week, and definitely my favorite one so far. Bit sad to see Steven go, though he was my favorite character." Yes, I agree that every episode is getting better. The first one I was a bit, not getting into the style of it. The second I was like, wow, the story is really picking up. We really see a lot of Moon Knight, a lot of intrigue. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm in, okay. But still skeptical, you know. And the third one is just really fast-paced, great mission, great deepening of the lore. We learn so much more about the characters and Amit, and it's just going so well for this show, and this one was definitely the highlight. I'm sad too, man. Of course I'm sad, because who's not? Steven is the protagonist from the beginning up until now, kind of. Mark has played a really big part, but we always were there from the beginning with Steven, so I don't buy Mark as the main deal yet, but he ultimately will, I know, because that's where the therapy sessions are going, and I think that's the real personality, of course. But our eyes and ears from the beginning were Steven, so he's gone. So that's sad, I know. Okay, let's then move on to the last comment, which isn't about Moon Knight. I did one other video this week that was about Sketchbook, that documentary series. The animators of all the classic Disney characters were giving classes, and I was drawing along with it and reacting to it. So I was curious, what you guys had to say. And only Random Guy 1001 wrote something in, so thank you for keeping this discussion up in the air. He says, I used to really like drawing. I was actually pretty interested in animation, but I don't really do it much anymore. So yeah, interesting. I mean, if it was something you liked as maybe a kid, I mean, I assume you're not that old. I've seen some stuff on your channel. Then maybe it's a cool idea to pick that up again. So if you liked it as a kid, maybe that. I think if you have something you're passionate about as a kid, then why not pick it up? Why not try it again? I don't know, but you should do what you want. You're pretty busy with the videos, maybe, so I don't know. Do what you want. That's the message. Do what you like. Okay, well, I'm thinking about wrapping this up. Thank you so much for watching. Did you like this video? Then give it a like. That does really help the video and the channel. Thank you so much. So I'll be back next week, of course, with the finale of Moon Knight and some other stuff. So look forward to that. And for now, have a wonderful day and see ya.